How does one live life without regrets? My initial thought is you can't. You only have so much time, you see? That means you have to pick and choose your battles. And if you're not going to pick and choose your battles, then you're probably not going anywhere in particular, which I argue is not the greatest thing. I think it's important in life to be very purposeful about what we do. And regrets come from not being sure necessarily that what you did was the best thing to do. You can't really ever be sure that the things that you're trying to do are the best way to go about doing something, or you saying no to an opportunity to make up for, say, something that's important like studying was the right move. Because what's the difference between having an A and a B plus if you missed your best friend's birthday party? I don't know. That's something you have to determine for yourself. So when it comes to regrets, I would say the most important thing is to realize that when you make a decision, be pretty damn sure that when you're going to be right there alone, or when you're going to be right there doing that thing that you made your decision about, that you're going to be okay with it. I've had a few conversations in the last week about our younger selves and how a lot of the time we feel that we are disconnected from the decisions that our younger self made. That for some reason, if we were sent back there with the same data and the same emotional intelligence, that we would somehow do something different. And I don't think that's fair. Our younger selves are us. If we don't give our younger selves the benefit of the doubt based on what they were going through, then how is it possible that we're going to allow ourselves currently or in the future to heal from traumas or mistakes that we make now? You see, it's a continuum. So when it comes to your past, which is where regrets come from, come to terms with the fact that you didn't know everything then, you don't know everything now, and you're not going to know everything. And that will help alleviate some of the tensions of your regrets. But you can't live without regret. Because, for instance, if you live a shameless life, a life that allows you to go and make whatever mistakes you like and people don't necessarily like, and for you to forget about them and persist in the way that you are regardless, probably not the best way to go about living. Potentially hedonistic, potentially really harmful to everyone around you. So regrets come along with shame. One should have shame to live a graceful life, to actually be enjoyed by their peers. When they receive a social sanction, a slap on the wrist by something their friends say about something that you or that person did wrong, move on. Say to yourself, okay, fine. Maybe I did something stupid. Good. Incorporate the change and move on. To regret it would be lashing out, oftentimes in anger, in rage, the 7 deadly sins. I believe they have a lot to do with regrets that people have had in their lives. Lust, gluttony, pride, envy, wrath, sloth. I think I'm missing one. But any of those things we can probably regret pretty easily. We ate too many chips that day. We slept too much. We got really angry at someone. Fine. To say that you can live a life in which you will not make any of those mistakes is vaguely irrational. You have to make these mistakes in order to know how not to make these mistakes. And you can learn a lot from other people when it comes to how to deal with this better. You read some books, it'll teach you how to come up with more efficient strategies on how to deal with stuff. But the reality is, there are some things in life you just gotta do. You gotta mess up. But it's fine. Because all of life is a game. Enjoy it. And regret is a part of that game. Regret can be part of your experience, for instance. It is the data that you have. And those of you that have a fear of missing out. A fear of missing out, I believe, comes from a lack of commitment to your own life, your own time. A fear of missing out makes you believe that for some reason those people over there are doing something more fun than what you're doing over here. Why is that? Why aren't you doing something fun? If you're going to say no to something, if you're going to miss out on something, try to go at that other thing that you're doing 100%, 150%. And I promise you that's going to reduce your regret, your fear of missing out. Because the moment you're spending yourself, you're partying. You're having a good ass time, being productive or just chilling. Whatever it is, you're okay with the way that you're spending your time. Living life without regret means living life with purpose. So that your time is valuable, alone, and through whichever decisions you decide to make. You have to have regret in life. It is a necessary evil. When it comes to going after all of the things, Billy Joel said once, when you're young, you don't know when you're right. Oftentimes people regret, hey, I didn't go talk to that really cute person over there. Hey, I didn't say the right thing to that person or at that party. I didn't go to that event. I should have done that. You have to realize that sometimes if you're building your wisdom through reading and through understanding what people are going through, what you're going through, you will build a radar for when things pop up that you actually should be doing. Now, judging a book by its cover, not ideal. However, there are a myriad of things that you're exposed to every day. And you do not have the time to go and investigate each of these things. It's just not going to happen. So over time, you will build a wisdom in yourself to know that when a person comes across your way that you probably should talk to, you're going to go and talk to that person. If a person comes by your way and they're acting a certain way and you've seen other people in your life act this way and it didn't turn out that great, maybe you shouldn't go talk to that person. Don't regret not having interactions with things because all that glitters is not gold. It's not. You'll feel gold, man, woman, them. You'll feel it. And that's when you go and strike. For sure. So how do you live life without regret when it comes to talking to people? Pick your battles. What are you trying to get out of talking to these people? Is it just a new experience, motivation, whatever? Decide. But once you have decided, don't go back on it. Be strong in your philosophy of the way that you view the world. Those people that you didn't talk to, perhaps you weren't supposed to talk to those people. Don't worry about it. Regret it partially. There is great power in saying no to people, no to opportunities. Now, I am the last person that's going to say to you, say no to things. Because frankly speaking, you'll get to a point after saying yes enough to where you know when to say no. If that makes sense. All the people that I've met that I'm especially proud of being friends with or I get advice from about life are people that at one point or another said yes a lot. if not consistently, say yes a lot to opportunities because they're looking for opportunities. Those people say yes so much that when you get a no out of them, you know that they're going to be totally okay with missing out on that opportunity because they know the alternative. They've been through an experience. Say yes to the point where you know how to say no and be okay with it. That's my advice about regret. Do it so much that you know you're making the right decision when you say no. That's how to live life without regret. But you'll still have regrets. Anyway, I have vlogs every day that come out talking about certain things and emotional intelligence, maybe some things I picked up in my life. There's a bunch of descriptions and there's a bunch of links in the description below. Please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers by the end of the summer, if I can. Comment if you're curious, if you want to ask any questions about regret. Maybe a time in your life when you were regretful and it was stupid. And like and share to the homies. I want to know your homies. I'd be very curious. But live long and prosper. And make sure to actualize your potential. Take care, friend.